The Shanquella Robinson story is extremely strange, heartbreaking, and sickening. No words can truly express the bizarre nature of what happened to her in Mexico. God, I pray that you give her family and true loved ones peace in the midst of this storm, and that you bring swift and righteous justice to the family. Those responsible for this monstrosity must be persecuted to the fullest extent of the law. As a family man with 3 kids, I can't imagine what the parents are experiencing right now. With that being said, let's try to wrap our minds behind what actually took place. Shanquella Robinson, 25 years old, from North Carolina, traveled to Cabo on a vacation to have a great time with friends from college and not knowing that she would never return home. The case now is being treated as a potential homicide and under investigation as an isolated criminal matter. As you should know, this is a Christian-based channel, but even if you're not a believer, you should be floored by this pure evilness of what took place. Jealousy, hatred, envy, and an evil heart are descriptive of what these friends did and who they are. Alcohol poisoning was the initial story of the friends that caused her death, but here recently, a video surfaced of the brutal attack that led to her demise. With the new allegations that came out, it's now known that a violent altercation occurred in the video that surfaced, in which I'm not going to play. Shanquella appears to be uninterested in the fight. It's pretty disturbing. Not only that, it's that much more disturbing to think that the person who was filming the fight had no desire to step in and end the fight. And to add insult to injury, none of her so-called friends who were commentating in the background cared to break it up. So the question is, where's the morality of these people? Have we as a people sunken so low to where any and everything goes? You may think otherwise, but I'm not in the least bit surprised by what took place, because as humans, we are sickening and sinful. Shortly after that video went public, a phone call was made to Shanquella's mom by one of her friends, telling her that her daughter was not feeling well and throwing up, so on and so forth. Shortly after the call is made to her mom, the same person calls her back and says that the paramedics have shown up and are trying to resuscitate Shanquella, but they are having no luck. As a result, she passes away. What makes this case more troubling is that Shanquella, a successful businesswoman, had even paid for some of her friends to travel to Mexico with her. And those same friends who she paid for subsequently flew back home to North Carolina and left her body back in Mexico. My thought is, what could she have done that was so bad that caused her friends to take her life? I just can't wrap my mind around this. Now, after the reports come out, it's determined that she suffered from a broken neck and spinal injuries. So alcohol poisoning was ruled out, and the broken neck along with spinal cord injuries caused her death. So what's the outcome of all of this? Do you think the Mexican authorities should step up more? And does it appear that they washed their hands of all of this? Will anyone be brought to justice by the U.S. authorities, or will Shanquella's case go cold? Now let's tie this into the Word of God. And I'd like to talk for a moment about discernment and wisdom. This is in no way to defend the actions of the perpetrators who caused Shanquella's death or to blame her for her ultimate demise, but it's only to put things into perspective. James 3:13-18 reads, "Who is wise and understanding among you? By his good conduct, let him show his works in the meekness of wisdom. But if you have bitter jealousy and selfish ambition in your hearts, do not boast and be false to the truth. This is not the wisdom that comes down from above, but is earthly, unspiritual, and demonic. For where jealousy and selfish ambition exist, there will be disorder in every vile practice. But the wisdom from above is first pure, then peaceful, gentle, open to reason, full of mercy and good fruits, impartial and sincere. And a harvest of righteousness is sown in peace by those who make peace." I've already touched on the jealousy and selfish ambition of the people who accompanied Shanquella to Mexico, so it's no point to continue down this road. The lack of integrity and demonic forces at play here is an understatement. Despite these unfortunate events that took place, we can all learn and hopefully become better as individuals. We also see that there were no love towards her from her so-called friends. Selfish gain was on full display. What comes to my mind is Matthew 22:37-39, which reads, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is, love your neighbor as yourself." Loving God with all your heart and soul sets you up for success. Of course, it doesn't prevent you from having disagreements with family and friends, but it sure does prevent you from committing heinous crimes such as this. I was once young in college and know how easy it is to partake in foolishness, but I encourage each and every one of you to think before you act. There's consequences for everything, so choose wisely. Let me know what you think about this, and if you found yourself hanging out with toxic friends and would like to break free from the toxicity and grow as an individual, email me now at lifecoachjscott@gmail.com for your free 1-hour coaching session. Please like, subscribe, and be sure to turn on all your notifications so you will be informed when my videos drop. Thanks for your support, and always strive to remain set apart. Peace.